welcome to Cora's Adventures in Cooking. Sibling rivalry has gotten the best of us, and I have ousted David in order to bring you my fall favorite, clam chowder. Alright, let's get cooking. So some of the ingredients that we have for our clam chowder, obviously, most important, clams. As I've learned, for clam chowder, the only thing that you really need for clam chowder are clams, onions, and potatoes. Everything else is debatable, even cream, although we are doing a cream-based clam chowder. We have cream mushroom soup because you can make it with a roux, but I am freaking lazy, and I like mushrooms as well, so we have that. I have carrots, I have onions, I have broccoli. This is going to have more vegetables in it than the average clam chowder.
You have a kitchen sink?
I have a kitchen sink. It is not super usable as a kitchen sink right now because it's kind of filled with stuff, but it is a kitchen sink. We also have some potatoes that David has prepped in advance and some bacon, which is delicious, so that's always a welcome addition. And we also have chicken broth, which is going to be the base component for our clam chowder. And I also brought us some little hors d'oeuvres to tide us over because clam chowder does take a while to boil if you want to do it properly to get all those flavors together. So this is an olive tapenade with goat cheese and walnuts, and normally I don't like any of those things, but all together they're amazing, and they're donated by the STC because last night we opened $1 Million Quartet, which is an amazing show. Go see it. It's on for 3 weeks. But the music director is deadly allergic to olives, and unfortunately whoever was catering for us was very confused by the memo in that we couldn't have any olives on site, and they're like, oh, I guess they can just eat around it, so we'll just label that 6 of these 10 trays have olives all over them. And they're like, no, it's like a deadly airborne allergy, like we can't even open these trays on site because we're scared that he will die. So we didn't, and I got a lot of food. Yay! So thank you, STC. I'm reading a little bit, sorry. So the first thing we're going to do is start boiling our chicken broth. And then we're going to add the clam juice, but we're going to reserve the clams because if you boil clams too much, then they're the rubbery little, like hockey pucks. So you don't really want to add your clams until the end of when you're finishing your seasoning and just warm them through. So we're going to start by boiling chicken broth. David already has these potatoes prepped, and we're probably just going to throw the bacon right in, reserving a little bit just to put on top, like a little sprinkle, decorative, delicious sprinkle. So that's what we're going to start doing. Yay! Alright. Chicken broth. Activate. You don't activate chicken broth, you just pour it. That's good. And turn this on to maximum. I've never used your stove before without you actually doing it. I need can openers.
Right.
Are you going to be able to usually only open it part way, and then I just strain it this way so I actually get all the fluid, and that way you don't have to worry about the clams coming out. That's how I get the maximum clam taste until we add the clams later. So we're going to do that for both cans. Good. So we are using baby clams, so they're pre-shelled. We're not going to do any of that shelling business. And I highly recommend that if you're making your own clam chowder, because that would take forever. Unless you live on the seaside and want the freshest seafood possible, this is fine.
We don't live anywhere near the
Do
ocean.
not. No, we live near a lake. We could be making mussel chowder, I guess, but
Can you imagine?
zebra mussels are an invasive species, but they're way too tiny to eat.
I was thinking blue-green algae chowder for this.
Oh, yeah, God, that probably wouldn't be good. Yeah, our poor lakes. There we go. Nice.
Maybe I will keep the vanity cam on.
Yeah, okay. What's a vanity cam?
That's the second camera that points at me.
Okay, sure, yeah, because then you're still in the episode.
Yeah.
Alright.
I am here, guys. I'm filming this time.
He's not actually cooking. This is not Dave's adventure in cooking. It's
That's why Cora said.
Cooking for this, so.
She's my special
It's
guest
true.
today.
Yeah, and we need another one that. Alright, so that is boiling. We're gonna add the onion. I'm gonna chop it a bit smaller because this was just for like finger food. But yeah, as you can see, these were portioned on a veggie tray, but I am using them for my own ends. Mwahaha. And out of charity, so I don't kill someone, clearly, opportunistic charity. Oh, these are some of our lovely hors d'oeuvres. The olive tapenade, the deadly olive tapenade. Anyway, we're just cutting it up a little bit smaller. For those of you who don't like onion in soup, that's too bad, because it's needed for clam chowder. You can do something like you can mince it really small, and it'll basically disappear with all the chunks of deliciousness of bacon and creams and stuff. So that's another opportunity for you. But you do need it, it won't be properly flavored otherwise. You could use something that's similar to onions if there's something you can stand for weeks. I understand in Sikh culture, because they don't eat onions, because you have to pull it up by the roots and it kills bugs. And so they don't believe in killing anything to get your food. So they use a certain spice that tastes like onion, but isn't onion. So if it's more of a texture thing for you for onion, you can use that instead. It will have a little bit of a stronger concentrated taste, so you don't want to use it. I can't remember the name of it. It's not turmeric. It's not cumin. Something else. Anyways, you'll have to look it up. But Sikh cuisine, it's commonly found in India, prominently features it instead of onion. So look it up. You might find you like that instead of onion. And then you can still have delicious, delicious flavor. Alright, ready at Mom and Dad's place, so we make it for Dad.
Of course.
I think that would be funny.
We talked about this last season.
Yes, we did.
So
it's all coming together. Just do that so I can easily transfer it over.
And also thinking about future recipes, so here's a future plug for some of my future episodes this season. I'm going to do a special Halloween episode.
Ooh!
I'm going to buy a pumpernickel bread and fill it with stuff that we can dip other stuff in, like my poppers from last season.
Nice.
Speaking of Halloween, I thought of a great costume. Now, Cora, what does Dad call you all the time?
He calls me Pumpkin.
So, I was thinking she should be the long-lost sixth Spice Girl.
And a seasonal Spice Girl.
Yeah, pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice. So, much like the typical basic white girl, I do love fall. I'm not super huge on pumpkin spice lattes. I like other ones, but I love the fall fashion and the crisp leaves and the warm autumn air and the cool autumn air. Yeah, I'm that girl. You can hate me. I don't care. I don't need your love and approval. I do love me. I'm so sorry.
Now you have plenty of love and approval from...
I'm a big brother.
I was gonna say...
Oh, not from you?
No.
Screw you, Dave.
I was gonna say from the other... your other half.
Oh, yes. I am recently married. Ba-bam.
Want to plug her book again?
Oh, yes. Nina Nesseth. She wrote The Official Science Companion to Orphan Black. Yes, sure, let's say that.
Yeah.
BBC America has endorsed it as the official companion, and the actual foreword has a foreword by Graham Manson, one of the writers, and Cassima Hurd, their official science consultant on the TV show. So if you're into Orphan Black at all, which is a great TV show, it's sci-fi, but also kind of has huge comedic moments and dramatic moments. Has some really interesting thriller moments. It's got a lot of genres going on in it, but it's was filmed in Canada with Canadian actors, so that's another plug for go Canada. So I highly recommend you guys check it out. So. Not the song. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not singing for my supper, David.
Not for your supper, just while you're making supper.
I wasn't even singing the song, I was just making stuff up. I'm not singing. Shh. Quiet, quiet.
Blooper reel.
I believe that was the tune I was making up.
Yep.
It was beautiful. I'm a songstress.
Multi-talented.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was just saying to Cora, off camera, I just finished coming back from an 80s style birthday party, which are very fun. We were all in costume. I'm sure there's pictures floating around on the internet there somewhere.
You've got to post a picture of your costume.
Well, if I can find one, I will.
Okay.
And it will be included in here if I can find one.
Yeah. I'm just breaking up the broccoli into more bite-sized pieces. Broccoli I'm actually also going to reserve until we add the clams because it cooks really quickly, but if you start boiling it earlier, it gets really, really mushy. And I like my broccoli a little more crisp, but you're welcome to add it earlier. You also don't have to add broccoli. I just really like vegetables. I'm like, if I'm gonna have a stew that's base is cream and bacon, I feel like...
Oh yeah, you're lactose intolerant, right? So.
Actually, it's gotten a lot better recently. So I found it's really just with ice cream that I really react, and stuff that has a lot of butter in it. So I should be okay with this, especially if I'm breaking up with a lot of other stuff, like vegetables and other things, then I'm usually okay. The cream and mushroom soup never seems to bother me, so.
How's butter chicken affect you? Because I had that last week.
Oh, well, it's hard to say because it depends on how spicy you get, and I love spicy food. So sometimes I'm okay and sometimes I'm not. It all depends. And then I also like to put that delicious yogurt sauce with it as well.
Yeah.
But yogurt, the lactose has been like fermented out of it, so I don't think that affects anything. Anyways, it's hard to say because it's also spicy often when I get it, so I don't know. But I love butter chicken. We could make that for an episode.
Already did it last week.
You did? Oh,
That's what I was saying.
I gotta check it out. Nice.
Yes, you do.
Should have been there. Love butter chicken. Alright.
I was very pleasantly surprised with it because I wasn't sure if I was going to make the sauce correctly.
Nice.
But
Well, good job,
it
David.
turned out perfectly.
Good. I'm just turning up the heat a bit. It was simmering for a while. I figured we could boil it a bit more now. This is a lot of broccoli. I don't know if we'll use all this. Just bring some.
Yay, more leftovers.
I guess so. Alright. I'm going to... Are you still filming?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to open our cream of mushroom. I'm just going to start with the one can. David has a smaller pot than I usually work with. I usually make like 8 servings at a time because I just eat this for like days because I love it. And I find it actually improves with taste over time. Like,
Stone soup.
Fridge. Yeah, exactly. So if you put it in your fridge, the tastes just mingle even more. So I actually find the first serving of clam chowder not to be as good. It is still delicious, but it's not as good as like day-old clam chowder that's had a chance to like really sieve all those flavors together. But we'll be eating it fresh today. Anyways, I'm opening the cream of mushroom. I'm going to work out the clumps, because cream of mushroom, as you will see, does not have the most delicious looking texture.
Happens a lot in my kitchen.
Delicious! Mmm. But you can also use, if you don't like cream of mushroom, you can use like cream of chicken, cream of celery, cream of broccoli. Basically any cream-based soup is good for this. Anyways, I'm gonna add a little bit of milk and then work this out with a spoon against the edges so there's no clumps. Yep. Where are your spoons?
Oh, top drawer.
Top drawer. Okay. And then so we don't make more dishes, we can use this to eat later.
Yay!
Because I am all about minimizing dishes. Okay, this one's not too clumpy. Mmm, delicious! Doesn't that look super appetizing? It will, I promise. It'll look better soon. This is just not the best.
Clumpy soup.
Clumpy condensed soup. Yum.
Okay, that's enough for the soup.
good. Yeah. Yeah, this is a much smaller pot than I'm used to working with. I'm actually a little worried that it's gonna like not have room for everything because I still haven't added the broccoli.
We will make do.
And we want to reserve some to top the clam chowder at the end. Okay. So David is just crumbling bacon into our soup. Yum. One thing that I also do to make it like extra unhealthy and delicious is when I cook the bacon, I often just add the bacon fat to the chowder.
I haven't. I kept it.
No, only when it's liquid. Otherwise, it's oh my god. Oh no, look at that.
That's